Welcome back to the Racing Diaries. I'm Joe and that's Chris, and today we're going to do a video to talk to you about why we've decided to take the little Lotus Elise Endurance racing this year. So, why do you want to go endurance racing this year?
I don't. Thinking about long hours, early mornings, late nights. Sounds better to stop in bed to me.
Okay, so there's a couple of reasons why we've decided to take the little Lotus Elise Endurance racing this year. And one of the first things that really tempted us into going endurance racing is seeing Stefano Dast, I think that's how you pronounce it, from PB Racing, Lotus Cup Italia, taking the two little Lotus Elise Cup PBRs, racing in the Hankook 24-hour series at Dubai. That was the first moment where, you know, I actually watched a lot of that 24-hour race, and it was a real David and Goliath type of story. And the team spirit and all of the drama that were involved, and just the fact that they were racing these little Lotus Elises really hard around a huge circuit against really, you know, really competitive cars, GT3 cars, GT4 cars around them, was just a great inspiring moment. PB Racing are not the first to take the Lotuses endurance racing. I think it started a few years ago when Track Club had taken the Lotus Evora to the Hankook 24-hour series. Had some great success with that. More recently, there's an endurance event in the UK called Race of Remembrance that's done on Remembrance Sunday in November, and that from the outset looks a really inspiring endurance race to be involved with, and I've been following that for the last couple of years, and there seems to be quite a few little Lotus Elises doing that 12-hour endurance event as well. You've got people like Rob Boston Racing that take a couple of little S1s, I think. You've got Data Motorsport that take the S2, Exige and Elise, and Daniel Jude from British Sports Car Services, I think it is. He seems to be there every year with his Lotus S1 Exiges, and from the outset they look very competitive, really quick lap times. They seem to be always winning in their class, and that whole event and the fact that the little Lotus can compete in endurance racing is another great reason why we want to challenge ourselves with that this year. One of the other reasons we've decided to go this route versus doing another championship of sprint racing this year is the challenge of it. Sprint racing is great. The idea is you go flat out for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and you attack the curbs, you attack your braking points, you just try and do quali lap after quali lap. And the racing's really good. You've got a lot of people very close to you. It's really, really good wheel-to-wheel action. The only thing is, I've been brought up on a decade of watching Formula One and getting really involved with the strategy of a race, which, you know, include the pit stops, the tyre choice, the weather conditions, the amount of fuel you run. And with sprint racing, you miss all of that. It really is, once the lights go out, it is purely the driver for 20 minutes, and providing your car holds up, it is all down to the driver. There's very little time to have any strategy at all in sprint racing. And I think involving Chris more this year with pit strategy, even though the race is only 2 hours long, we still have to do a mandatory pit stop. We need to refuel because we're going to run out of fuel in a 2-hour race, and there's all of that strategy involved on when to pit, where you are in the pack, the best time to pit, doing opposite to what your competitors are doing. All of that is a huge challenge for us this year, and one thing that we really love is challenges. It's very difficult for me to get really excited to go out and do the same thing again the following year with sprint racing, and I think going endurance racing this year is going to give us that challenge that we constantly strive for.
What is it you're looking forward to in endurance racing this year then, Chris?
It's a new challenge. It's a fun weekend. It's something I'm interested in. It'd be great to have a bit more involvement within the racing, to be involved during the day, as well as just before. I think it'd be fun on sort of like the pit board and the pit stops and all the rest of it. It's just a bit more enjoyment for myself, and hopefully we'll see what we can achieve.
So as you guys know, we've decided to go into the 750 Motor Club in their Club Enduro Championship this year. We met those guys at Autosport and we got chatting with one of the guys. Since then I've been speaking with James a lot. They were very helpful. There seemed to be a very good club support atmosphere. They have really good exposure. They work hard on their marketing. They've got online streaming this year, so if you can't make it to any of the rounds, you can follow us. I believe it's going out on Facebook and YouTube and that sort of thing. And yeah, it's a really good club atmosphere. And they also have very large grids. I believe at Snetterton it was sold out. I think there was 50 cars on the grid. And that's split up into 3 power to weight classes to try and balance the performance a little bit. And yeah, racing around 49 other cars on a track for 2 hours that involves strategy, sensible driving, and coping with all the different levels of cars in terms of speed and cornering speed. I think that's going to be a real big challenge, not only for me and Chris as a team in terms of strategy, but for me as a driver. I really like to work towards doing endurance racing. I'd love to do some of the Hancock 24-hour series stuff and be part of a big team there. And I think this is a very affordable way in the UK that you can work towards that. So yeah, so thanks for watching this video. I think this is our 3rd video of the Racing Diary series. We plan to do plenty more, hopefully as often as possible, taking you testing in the paddock, behind scenes basically, in our campaign to do endurance racing this year. If you could please subscribe to the YouTube channel and you'll get notified of the next video that drops. And follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. All the links will be in the description below. And yeah, thanks for taking the time to watch this video.